All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets. We're going to be diving into the CPI data that came out today. Is it bullish? Is it bearish for the market? Well, we'll show you exactly kind of how that plays out. And, is it going to have effect on the altcoins that are being listed as securities? We'll go over some key updates across some of these altcoins as well as including what seems to be some sort of an upgrade on one of these networks. So we'll talk about that. And you guys ask me every single day, you guys want new tokens. You guys want the new alpha, right? So I'll go over some low cap altcoins that I think have a lot of potential for long-term accumulation. Now, these are higher risk tokens, but at the same time, they have higher rewards once we get to that next bull cycle. I've talked about some of them before, but I'll go over them as well as 3 upcoming launches that I think you should keep an eye out. So get ready for the alpha as far as that goes. Let's dive into it. Like the video and subscribe for more every single day here on Crypto Banter and on In the Game. Shout out to our sponsors as well. Bybit, one of the leading exchanges for all of your trading across crypto. You can sign up for a Bybit account using the link in the description. NordVPN, we said it yesterday, but probably the most important sponsor at this moment in time, giving all the regulatory unclarity. There's just not a lot of clarity on what's going on across these different jurisdictions, etc. Always use a VPN whenever you're navigating crypto. NordVPN down below. And Vulcan Forge, one of the leading blockchain gaming studios and ecosystems in the entire space. We'll touch on a key update in their ecosystem coming up in this edition as well. So we had CPI data come out today, and we see that inflation rose at a 4% annual rate in May, which is the lowest they claim it to be over the last 2 years. So the CPI increased just 0.1% for the month and 4% from a year ago, the latter being the lowest level in about 2 years. The core CPI rose 0.4% and 5.3% respectively, and they were in line with the consensus estimates. Now, following the release, the market's priced in a nearly 100% chance that the Federal Reserve will not raise interest rates this week. So whenever we got this CPI data, there was a small pump up to about 26.2. It was looking pretty promising. And then it kind of took that massive dip, as a lot of times these expectations, guys, they're already priced into the market, and they're already priced into some of these altcoins whenever this news does come in. And unfortunately, the stock market had been performing fantastically, even in the recent months, like a lot of new stocks hitting recent highs, and the S&P was kind of classified a few weeks ago into a bull market. But right now, we're kind of seeing the adverse play out when it comes to crypto, right? We got up to these 30,000 levels back in, almost 2 months ago. Time flies here in the crypto space when it comes to that. It doesn't feel like it was 2 months ago, but here we are. And ever since then, we're down about 16% from that 30,000 level down to this mid $25,000 level. And right now, there's just not a lot of there's not a lot of reasons to be bullish in the market, with the CPI data even coming in at expectations, and technically it's getting lower, as they say, the lowest in 2 years. The regulatory clarity or lack thereof is just kind of holding us down at this moment in time. We're going to have the FOMC meeting on June 14th at 2 p.m. EST. That'll be interesting to see what kind of plays out regarding the markets around that time period. We also had the SEC Hinman email release, and I'm just going to summarize this for now. But Adam Cochran says it's not a big impact on the XRP case. It was decently positive for ETH, and the nuance puts Gensler in a corner, as Gensler seems to come up with his own definitions of what a security is whenever he's kind of talking about crypto versus the regular markets. Yesterday, we talked about how there's some congressmen filing bills for the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, to be fired. And now that would be awesome for us here in the crypto space. But, whenever you look at these documents, I think if you were to scroll down, I will kind of just read one excerpt here. So which is it, Chairman? Can securities status morph over time with decentralization, or is securities analysis immutable with commonality only bound by the primary sale or promotion of the secondary sale? So a lot of this comes from the way that these tokens are launched and brought to market, and the things that they kind of advertise from the outset that an investor can expect. So I'm interested to see kind of where this goes with Gary Gensler and some of the regulatory guidelines regarding this, especially being in the States. I have my ears glued to it as someone who's, in crypto full time. This has a lot of impact on the way that I do business, on the way that a lot of my investments do business, right? So definitely keeping my ears glued to everything going on within all of these lawsuits, within these email releases, what's going on with Gary Gensler. Can we get him out for Christ's sakes? That would obviously be a big win. But for now, it's good to see inflation kind of go down, as they say. Whether it's true or not, yet to be seen, because it's hard to believe that this is the case. But this would be the lowest since March 2021, which was right after the pandemic. So definitely interesting to see that and where that plays out, what that does to other markets. But the next key event to take a look out for is June 14th, which would be tomorrow. We're recording this on Tuesday. So June 14th, 2 p.m. Eastern time. You want to look out for that FOMC meeting and just kind of hear the outset from Powell and kind of what to expect coming up in the markets. But one thing I do know is that Web3 gaming, metaverse, AI, those niches are here to stay. I saw Salesforce's CEO say that AI is going to be bigger than even people are anticipating right now. And gaming inside of Web3 is also going to be, in my opinion, bigger than what people are anticipating. We've seen this projected to be a $67 billion industry by 2027. And as we see here, Bryson, one of my good friends, says, gamers don't hate NFTs in games. Gamers hate the stigma, scams, and narratives from the bad actors associated with rug pulls. When someone does NFTs the right way, gamers will game. And I completely agree with this sentiment. Nobody has any issues selling their CSGO skins for profits. Nobody has any issues having ownership of what they actually earn inside of these games. But the stigma behind it, and a lot of the projects that have been Ponzi's and just not ran by the best people behind the scenes over time, it has painted the industry in a little bit of a negative light. But everyone that I speak with and everyone in this industry, Bryson, Alex Becker has tremendous confidence in Web3 gaming. Myself, Elio trades. Gaming is going to be the sector that bridges actual Web 2 to Web 3. It's going to bring the most Web 2 businesses into Web 3, bringing games to this side, NFTs inside of video games. We actually recently saw it with Polygon, one of their partners, Nike, the .swoosh initiative. They're going to be bringing NFTs into EA Sports experiences. So we might have NFTs in Madden. We might have NFTs in future FIFA games. They're not called FIFA anymore, but you get my point, inside of soccer, football games, etc. So the NFT integration with gaming makes the most sense. And I do think those that take this time period to invest into those platforms that are leading the charge in business, metaverse, gaming, AI, you're going to be heavily rewarded on the other side of this. As I saw a tweet today, I don't remember who tweeted it, but I'll just restate it. Right now are the times where everyone's going to scream, this is a scam. Crypto's a scam. They're regulating it, lawsuits, but this is nothing new. Like, it's crazy to say that those of us who have been here and seen the Lunas, the FTXs, the Celsius, saw what happened in 2019 with a lot of the markets, 2017 with the markets, 2013 with the markets, even some of the people that have been here for that long. I was in 11th grade at that time. So in 2013, I was hardly touching, anything to do with crypto. I had no idea what was going on at that point in time. But anyone who has seen some of these things, the actual China Bitcoin bans, the actual regulatory stuff in the past, the SEC lawsuit, the 𝗕𝘆FUD, this is really nothing new to us in the industry. It's just like shrugging it off, moving along, and we know this will pass. Altcoins aren't going away. Bitcoin crypto's not going away. This is here to stay. And those of us who are in the industry, we all know that. But at the same time, this is also the time period that you should be making your investments. But whenever the bull market comes, people are going to say, you got lucky, you know, oh, your coins finally went up. You were just lucky. You were in the right place at the right time. But that's not the case, right? I mean, we're in 5 months, we're nearing 2 years in a crypto bear market, full blown 2 years of a bear market. At this point in time, we're 18 months plus into this bear market. But everyone here still understands that the underlying technology and the adoption potential in the future hasn't changed. And honestly, the bad actors, as Bryson mentions here, have been shifted out of the space. Products with no substance to them aren't going to make it to the next bull cycle, right? The stuff that pumped in 2021 that was trash, they're not going to pump again in 2025 whenever the next bull cycle does come through. So I'm overly excited about these time periods, right? Everyone hates bad news, but if you're an accumulator of tokens, if you are speculating at this point in time, you're going to be in the camp that they say got lucky because you stuck around. But in reality, you were just seeing the trends unfold. And I think that Web3 gaming is one of those biggest trends that you can get behind. And Polygon is having a major update. So Polygon, obviously, one of the leaders in Web3 gaming as far as scaling, as far as blockchain infrastructure, partnering up with 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗋 was huge. And they also have Polygon 2.0 coming up. So unlimited scalability, unified liquidity, value layer of the internet, as they're calling Polygon 2.0. On the week of 19th of June. And I think Ryan does a good job. At its core, it's unifying the protocols, seamless usage across ZK, EVM, POS, and supernets. It will feel like you're using one single chain. Token evolution, establishing long-term decentralized governance, and it will be a series of announcements over the summer. So Polygon 2.0 is here. And as a big fan of what Polygon's done on the business and the gaming side. Love that whenever they brought on Ryan Wyatt, I thought that was a big bull catalyst. This is going to be one of the biggest winners, especially at this market cap, guys. $6 billion market cap. If we actually still go, it's ridiculous to me, to be honest. Tron has a bigger market cap. Dogecoin has a bigger market cap. Cardano has a bigger market cap, and who builds? There's hardly anything building on Cardano that's worth a crap, right? So this actually works. This actually is partnered with some of the biggest business alliances in the space, and it is a lower market cap than some of this crap that just truly provides no value, in my opinion. So Polygon is one that during this time period, I think the accumulators of Polygon are going to come out massively up ahead in the next bull cycle. I also think Avalanche could go down a bit more. I'm not gonna rush into it on this. I think the DCA levels could actually be closer to or under $10 during this market. But I think that those who accumulate Avalanche are going to be very satisfied. Games like Off the Grid, games like Shrapnel, I believe Metalcore has something going on there. I know they're with 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗋, but they're doing some sort of a cross-chain integration there. So there's a lot of games, businesses like TSM, one of the biggest esports orgs in the world, migrating and using Avalanche. Avalanche just announced Arcade, which is kind of an infrastructure to bring Web2 games into Web3. So I'm very bullish on Avalanche. And another one I think will get a lot cheaper, honestly, is 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗋. 𝗕𝗵𝗋𝗋 keeps taking a hit. It's down 17% this week. It's down 17% for the month. Over the year, it's down 14%. But from the local highs, it's down quite a bit from $1.50 to this 60-cent level, down about 60% from those local highs. I think eventually this will be a massive accumulation, one of the biggest blockchains in all of blockchain gaming, and also powering Illuvium. So Illuvium is one of the best games in the space. I actually got my merch order from Illuvium in the mail today. I'm rocking that on the show. But as we saw here, they did a promotional NFT with GameStop, and I know that did really well. We had Kieran on the show last week, and he spoke massively massive praises for what 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗃 is doing, what Robbie is doing, the main man behind 𝗵𝗵𝗶. So I am bullish on 𝗵𝗵𝗋𝗋𝗋𝗋𝗋𝗋𝗋𝗋𝗋𝗋, but I think the prices that you can get an entry on during this bear market are going to be even lower than where we at today. So I would just sit on my hands as far as that goes. Couple more tokens, and we're going to get into the degen stuff that you guys seem to ask for every single day in the chat. Things that, you know, you really want me to discuss as far as tokens that are off the cuff of the mainstream. So let's go over these last few, and then I'm going to give a fair disclaimer before we talk about these low cap tokens. So Vulcan Forge announced today that a new game is incoming, 𝗪𝗃𝗃𝗃, I believe. Yeah, 𝗪𝗃𝗃𝗃. So this is going to be a PvP action in a Greek mythology setting. So an open beta this summer. I believe this brings them to 11 games that they have built. So they've built out 11 different games. They have multiple games coming to build on their Elysium blockchain. And the projects coming to the Elysium blockchain are very impressive. They have like the Hustleverse. I believe Synverse is doing something with them, one of our old sponsors here on the show. I believe that a lot of different projects, Vendetta DAO, a lot of projects are coming to Vulcan Forge and wanting to utilize their new layer 1 carbon neutral blockchain. So very bullish on Vulcan Forge, and under a market cap of 80 million, I think is a good accumulation level. And if it continues to dip, just DCA in. And I think that this will be one of the biggest winners long term. I've heard from behind the scenes, just the things that are going on here and the exposure, the publicity, the households that Vulcan Forge is going to get in front of this summer. I think that this is one to definitely have in your stack as far as the Web3 gaming space. Let's finish it off with some AI tokens. So Render and Ocean Protocol are my two at this point in time. I think when you're looking at metaverse infrastructure and AI, Render is the NVIDIA of Web3. This one is one I think you DCA throughout this bear market. Come next bull cycle, this market cap of 700 million, I see this being multi-billion dollar market cap. They're doing stuff with Apple, Google. They're working with the biggest brands in Web3. This is going to be a winner. It's just a matter of when that does occur. And I mean, next bull cycle, this is going to be massively overvaluated from what it is today. We just saw NVIDIA hit $1 trillion market cap. I'm placing my bet that Render is going to be the NVIDIA of Web3. And I know yesterday, Miles posted a video about the top AI tokens. This one was on his list, but Ocean Protocol was not. And I think Ocean Protocol, actually, of the three that people talk about a lot, Fetch, SingularityNet, and Ocean, I think Ocean's actually doing the most in the AI crypto space as far as those three. The bucket of like mainstream AI tokens. Render aside, Render's my top play. But at the same time, Ocean Protocol helps AI companies with their open source tools to connect AI algorithms with decentralized data. There was a TED talk here that Trent, I don't want to butcher his name, Trent McConney. I'm not sure. I don't want to butcher his name. I think that's disrespectful. So I'm just going to say Trent MC0. Ocean is for the public, a public utility network, explains the co-founder at TED Frankfurt. So we had a TED talk here regarding this. I would advise to go watch this. If you're speculating on AI tokens, if you're speculating on Ocean Protocol, definitely go take a look at what is happening behind the scenes and exactly what they do. Because I actually think their functionality far trumps what Singularity and Fetch are doing as far as today. Like if you're looking at an AI token that's actually moving the boundaries today, I think it's Ocean Protocol out of those two. And if we look across the week, it's had a nice retaliation. It's up 10% basically from these lows. 26 cents. I made a DCA right around this area, and now it's at about 30 cents. So, you know, a little over a 10% gain over that time period. A nice rebound from this big dump that we saw from the cataclysmic Robinhood overnight altcoin dump announcement that we saw. But I think Ocean right now out of these AI tokens is probably the bet that has the most utility baked into it today, other than Render, as mentioned. So Render and Ocean are my two AI plays in my bag currently. All right. let's get into the low cap stuff. And some of these I'm going to have mentioned before, and I'm going to tell you why. On the sidebar of the chat, I always see people saying, we want new tokens. We want stuff that you haven't talked about before, etc. And I understand, right? But it's a bear market, first and foremost. Number two, if I came onto this show every single day and I said, look, guys, here's a brand new altcoin. This one could do 100x. This one could do this. This one could do that. After a while, if I gave you 100 altcoins over 100 days, what, 70, 75, 80 of them are going to go to crap. They're going to materialize to nothing. They're going to be absolutely trash. And maybe 10 of them will pump and dump. And then maybe, just maybe 10 of them will be something in the future. That's not the game I'm playing. This is not the time to be speculating on crap that might not perform in the next run or that isn't building product today. You want to get involved in stuff that's actually moving the needle today to actually be able to move the needle in the bull market. Like people who are doubling down today, those are going to be the big winners. So first and foremost, yes, I'm always going to sit here and I'm going to talk about Polygon. I'm going to talk about Avalanche. I'm going to talk about 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗏. I'm going to talk about Illuvium. I'm going to talk about Render, Vulcan Forged, Gala. These are bets that I'm highly convict, 100% conviction, right? I have the utmost confidence that those projects will be here for the long run and will definitely perform in the next bull market. So those are not going to go away. I will never not talk about those projects. That's just ridiculous if I wasn't to cover the updates top dogs in this industry are providing. However, I do understand that people would like some new tokens. And I understand that there are some low cap gems out there that if you accumulate during the bear market and you can stomach the volatility, that's the main thing, guys. The volatility behind these low market cap tokens are much higher than if you could invest in Polygon right now and your risk reward ratio is fantastic. But you could be investing in an Altura, but if this bear market prolongs, it could take a big hit. The $19-20 million market cap that Altura has, lower market cap, less liquidity coming in. What's the liquid over the last 24 hours? As we see here, volumes about $500,000. That liquidity can vanish if we see a washout. We see Bitcoin completely fall, and the low caps are going to take very big hits. But the quality low caps, if you're able to just stomach the moves during the bear market, they're going to give you the biggest returns when it comes to the bull market. So now that my disclaimer is out of the way, I'm going to give you 6 of my favorite low cap tokens, and I'm going to give you 3 that I've mentioned that are not even live yet. Okay, so there are 6 that are live on the market that are low market cap tokens that I think do have massive potential in the next bull cycle that are still building. But then I'm going to give you 3 tokens that have not even gone live yet. And I do this all the time, and I understand people will skim through the shows and be like, oh, same tokens. But I always talk about TGEs coming up, airdrops coming up, new NFT projects, new tokens coming up. So we'll continue to do that, and we will do that in this edition. So number 1 altcoin for me in the low cap sector, Altura. Without a doubt, 10 out of 10. This is my biggest bet when it comes to low market cap tokens heading into the next bull run. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. This is the easiest, cleanest 10, 20x whenever the next bull run does come through. The $20 million market cap with the amount of games that they're working with, they just partnered with the Telos network. They're doing their own Safeguard wallet. They're doing smart NFTs, working with the Unity asset store. And I'll get you the numbers quickly. Actually, I think these numbers can't be real, but Unity asset store monthly users. I will go ahead and get this for you. All right, this is more realistic. I remember whenever this partnership came out, the number here was much bigger, but 1.7 million monthly builders These are builders, guys. These are asset stores. These are game developers. They're utilizing this every single month. And we've already seen tons of Web 2 games integrate with Altura. So Altura is my #1 low cap altcoin play by far. It's going to be in front of the most eyes when it comes to the low cap market. And another one that's going to be in front of a ton of eyes in the low cap sector is 𝗏𝗏𝗎𝗔 Games. So 𝗏𝗏𝗎𝗔 Games is an individual game, mobile PvP. And I think that the team here, I mean, from Bungie, from EA, they have built some of the best gaming experiences. And the team here is super solid. I talk with them actually quite a bit on their developments. And they will also, just like Vulcan Forged, they will be in front of hundreds of millions of households this summer, up to 300 million households. So the exposure that this will get over that time period will be massive. And we had speculated on this one way back. If we even go to the year chart, well, we have been talking about 𝗏𝗏𝗎𝗔 Games on and off for this entire time period. And then you look at the month and it's up 50%. So shout out to anyone who has been DCAing or getting involved in the 𝗏𝗏𝗎𝗔 Games token or community. I think there's big things to come here. And this one's only a $9 million market cap. 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗃. So this is like a metaverse play. I think that this one long term is also going to do really well. It's taken a hit, down 20% this week from the market conditions at this point in time, but the volume has held steady for a low market cap token. $15 million market cap. The team here is delivering on what they are promising, and I would take a look at 𝗪𝗏𝗃 as well in the metaverse niche. This one will coincide with Polkadot and 𝗏𝗏𝗋𝗋's return. Right now, no one talks about Polkadot or 𝗏𝗏𝗋𝗋 or any of those projects because honestly, ever since the Polkadot parachains, Polkadot's just been a non-starter for conversation and for narrative. But that narrative will return. Just like there will be another Cardano season, just like there's going to be another Avalanche, Polygon season, Arbitrum season will return at some point. There will be a Polkadot season. And when that happens, Remark is going to be one of the biggest winners out of that entire stack. I mean, all-time high here is $62 on Remark. And we're looking at $1.67. Now, the key here, the market cap at this point was a $595 million market cap. Now, ever since then, token unlocks, bear market circumstances, we're looking at $1.67 on Remark. Will it ever hit all-time high again? Probably not. But at the same time, the risk reward here on a token that has traded sideways for this long on a narrative that will reemerge. I mean, we can compare this chart basically directly with Polkadot. We'll just go over here to the alt. I mean, there's no difference in the Polkadot chart. Polkadot all-time highs of $50+ around the parachain season 2021. Now it's at $4.60. It's down 90%. So at this moment in time, this has traded sideways just like Remark has. And I think that if you are a believer that Polkadot will have another narrative, this is probably a pretty safe bet to get involved in over that time period. Whenever Polkadot does reemerge, Remark will be that low cap that people do speculate on. Nakamoto Games, I would actually put this up in the conviction basket with Altura and 𝗏𝗏𝗎𝗏𝗃. This team here does deliver on what they are promising. Their platform is very mobile game centric. It kind of works as like a launcher studio type of platform. They have lots of different games, cool interactions on their platform, and their volume is legit. I mean, they get $1 million+ volume every day for a $20 million market cap token. That's really impressive liquidity, to be completely honest. Over the 24 hours, they've had 3 million in liquidity, and this chart's pretty ugly too. This one launched right before the bull run. This chart looks like it's dead, but at the same time, if you go into their community, if you go into their stack of games, they are really building quality product at 𝗏𝗂, and 22% gain over the 1 month. So this one definitely has some legs, and at this market cap, I think has a lot of growth potential heading into the next cycle. Last but not least, on the low cap tokens, UFO. So UFO, fully diluted. I love it. So every token's in circulation. This one is kind of like the meme coin of crypto gaming. UFO, they have that, comedy, a little bit of meme-ish nature to them. But at the same time, they have multiple different games being built underneath their product. Their community is second to none. And when you actually look at the metrics, it's getting good liquidity, $25 million market cap. Like I said, the fully diluted, there's no token unlocks. There's no liquidity to hit the market here as far as further unlocks or tokens that haven't launched. So this one, I think, has a lot of legs when it comes to the next cycle. We go to the all chart here. I don't even know how to kind of classify it. 0.0005. And now, we've gained 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2 more zeros on this at this moment in time, right? It's up 90% all time. But if you take a look at, the year chart, we see it's up about 5% only. But then if we go back here to about 20, I don't know. Yeah, this area, we see that, we're trading right about where this token originated. So I think UFO does also have a lot of potential. So there's 6 low caps, all right? Altura, WAGMI Games, Nakamoto Games, rFox, Remark, and UFO. Honorable mention, I would probably say if I was to add one low cap token to this stack, I would probably say WASDR. Ticker is WAS. But the problem with WASDR at the moment in time is lack of liquidity and, lack of updates, it's really hard right now in this market as a token like WASDR. They have a mobile app that's live, a lot of different users, but there's not a lot of bullish catalysts at this moment in time. So it is down 25% over the month. I think this can actually go a little lower, but this would be the honorable mention. And I believe this is the lowest market cap of the bunch at $5 million. But lower the market cap means the faster that it can fall if it does go lower. So I do expect lower prices actually on WASDR, but in my opinion, this will be a good accumulation before the next bull run. Now, not the tokens that have launched. Let's talk about tokens that have yet to launch, but will be launching in the bear, and they will have not even see a bull run until the next cycle. This is going to be, if you are paying attention to these tokens and you strategically play them right? So typically when a new token launches, it'll pump and then it'll dump for quite a while. And a lot of the token launches in this bear market have done just that. And they're waiting for a bull to kind of, tick back up and get that liquidity into the token and see that first bull market. But these are quality products that are about to launch. And I think that these are definitely warranting getting involved with or speculating on. So the GameSwift token, GSwift, is about to launch. They announced their token overview, omni-chain architecture, and their launch place. So there will be an omni-chain token. So this is going to be interoperable between both of these blockchains, Arbitrum and Polygon, which are 2 of the biggest narratives, very hot narratives. Omni-chain equals multi-chain. GSwift will be transferable between all blockchains supported by layer 0. About L0 tech stack, it solves blockchain scaling challenges. As the GameSwift ecosystem grows, the token utility will keep expanding. New huge partnerships announced and game changer functionalities will be revealed. I would compare this to an Ultra Games game launcher. They're going to have their own blockchain, modular blockchain, working with 2 of the hottest narratives in Polygon and with Arbitrum. And the way you can actually get involved in this, you can get an airdrop, guys. Like, I've been talking about this one for quite a while, but you can get an airdrop of this token if you just participate in their challenges. If I can find one of the tweets that talks about this, you can, 7 days left. At this point, there's 5 days left, guys. If you haven't gone in here, join the challenge and just complete some simple tasks, join some discords, interact on their platform, and you can qualify yourself for an airdrop of the 𝗙𝗵𝗃 token. So this one won't even require any investment to get involved in, considering that they are hinting at an airdrop here. So I would definitely take a look at the 𝗕𝗏𝗃 platform and go do those challenges. There's 5 days left to airdrop hunt on that one. 𝗪𝗏𝗃, one of the most anticipated Arbitrum DeFi and gaming projects. It's a gamified DEX, very similar to DeFi Kingdoms. We saw DeFi Kingdoms run up to $20. I mean, DeFi Kingdom's Jewel token was over $20 at one point in time. I think that this will be the DeFi Kingdoms of Arbitrum. Their 𝗪𝗏 token's about to launch. You can qualify for an airdrop if you hold the NFTs, which I think are like a 0.12 floor price or something like that right now. Not too expensive at all. There's going to be a lock drop. So if you are a DeFi degen and you want to stake some LPs, stake your LPs on July 10th, and you can actually qualify yourself as well for an airdrop of the Arbitrum or of the 𝗪𝗏 token. And then the TGE will be on July 20th. So you could actually either invest or you will get those tokens sent out to you on that date. This whole thread here really explains it very well. 6% of the total supply is going to go towards that lock drop, and there will be a supply percentage that goes towards NFT holders as well. So once again, you can either invest in this one or you can just sit back, provide some LP. If you're already into DeFi, that's not really a big deal. And then you can get 𝗪𝗏 tokens dropped into your wallet. And last but not least is one that is the most, it's the closest around the corner, and that's 𝗓𝗏. 𝗓𝗏 is a Web3 blockchain gaming infrastructure, which is going to solve some of the issues that Altura does. So I kind of liken this to Altura with their tech stack, with their infrastructure, bringing Web2 games to Web3, simplifying the process for both the project and the user. 𝗓𝗏's actual ISPO. This is not an IGO. This is not an IDO. This is not a sale. You don't have to buy the token. If you hold Cardano, then on the 19th of June, you can stake in the 𝗓𝗏 ISPO pool, and your rewards will be the 𝗓𝗏 token. They will also launch this across the Polkadot chain, Ethereum chain, and Polygon chain. So as far as points of entry here, you can get airdropped the 𝗙𝗵𝗃 token. Boom. Then you have a share in that. You can stake your existing assets here, Cardano, Polkadot, Ethereum, or Polygon, to get the 𝗓𝗏 token. Boom. It's in your wallet. It's your rewards. Then once the TGE happens and the adoption, the next bull happens, those are in your wallet. And then boom, you can either get airdropped or just provide some liquidity on a DeFi pool. And then boom, you get 𝗪𝗏 tokens. So not only did I just cover 6 low cap tokens that you guys can get involved in if you have a high risk appetite, but want those higher returns once the next bull market does come back around, I also just gave you 3 tokens that you actually don't have to put a single dollar into to get their tokens. Airdrop, you can stake for this token, and then you can provide LP. So if you're into DeFi, that's a normal day for you. USDC, ETH, those type of things. You pair them together, boom, provide some LP, and then you will get these 𝗪𝗏 tokens. So very low barrier of entry here for these 3 upcoming tokens. And I am bullish on all of these. I'm super bullish on 𝗪𝗏. I think that this one in the Arbitrum narrative, this could bring Arbitrum season back, in my opinion, just due to how strong the product is, how strong the team is, how strong the community is, and the narrative. The first gamified DEX on Arbitrum. I think this does really, really well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. A little more in-depth coverage on tokens that we don't cover as much on the show, but kind of giving the bull case for each and every one of them. So there's 9 tokens for all of you degens who always ask for brand new projects and brand new tokens to go speculate on. And, you can do your own research and figure out which ones you want to accumulate during this bear market. Last but not least, another project that I'm looking forward to, and I'm building myself. This is Nexus Gaming. Our website did go live today. nexus-gaming.io goes over all the utilities, all the platform features. There's not a data point for Web3 gaming at this point. You can't go on one platform and get everything that you need as far as Web3 gaming goes. So we're consolidating all the data, all the games into one database, all the tokens, all the NFTs, all the on-chain metrics, daily active users, transactions, and all of these games into one platform, as well as providing a launchpad feature in this platform to get involved in IGOs, pre-seed, private round opportunities. So the investor decks here, you can take a look at all the utilities. We did launch this today. So a little shameless promo. I am launching this project. This is something that me and my team are building, but at the same time, I think it's a big win and a big need in this space. I mean, I bounce around between so many different tabs. I have to Google things out here. And that'll never stop. But at the same time, if I can just dumb it down and use one platform to get all of my data, that is ideal as someone who has to bounce around tab to tab the entire show. So I will be providing more updates on this as this comes around. But guys, like the video down below and subscribe for more every single day here on Crypto Banter and on In the Game. We're going to take tomorrow off and we will be back on Thursday. As always, play well, my friends.